San Francisco 49ers and the Las Vegas Raiders. More news, Stephen. Maybe the biggest news of the week. Derek Carr benched for the Raiders. They're going to go with Jared Stidham, who will make his first career start in the NFL. What this did was bring the Niners out to 9.5-point favorites over the Raiders, a total of 41.5 in this one. If you want the narrative stuff and all that, guys, go right ahead. It was just if Carr gets injured, it ends up guaranteeing his money for next year and some of his money for 2024. The Raiders don't want to do that. They're either going to cut him or they're going to trade him. And so they don't want to get any guaranteed money on that. And with that, we are going to get Jared Stidham in there. And so I guess, Steven, when you look at this, 49ers defense is great. We know it's great, really good. We know that they've already locked up the division. But there's something to be said for them having to, get fully in tune with Brock Purdy. Because I mean, listen, he's been but I mean, he's still a rookie. Doesn't have a ton of experience. And I think any rep is a good rep for him probably at this point. Certainly if you have, a deep playoff run in mind for the 49ers. So I think they do kind of keep their foot on the gas here. I think they do kind of do it. I think if they can win this game by 30, they will, because that's pretty good for a guy like Purdy as we head into the playoffs.
I'm starting to wonder if they're not going to go back to Jimmy Garoppolo in the playoffs with the way Brock Purdy has been playing. Because if you've been watching this offense and not just looking at stat sheets, he's opened up the deep game for the passing offense, which just really wasn't there for the 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo. He started 10 games this year to Jimmy G. He had 8 completions of 20 yards or more with only 1 touchdown, according to PFF. In his first 4 games, Brock Purdy has 6 touchdowns of 20-plus yards. So it wouldn't shock me in the least if he continues to start, even if Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy. As for this game this week, all the value's been sucked out of it. Can't even tease the 49ers at this point. It's a sit back and watch for me. Not even interested in the least in backing the Raiders with the points with Jared Stidham, because to steal a line from Adam, I think it was last week, saying this is the only defense that I want to bet on, or the only defense that I'll let you. I'm messing up your.
You
quote
pretty
here,
much
Adam,
nailed it.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that this defense is elite. It is the one defense that we can confidently say has a pretty good chance of wrecking an offense any given week. So that's not a team I want to go up against if I'm taking a bunch of points here with a backup quarterback.
Adam, look, this isn't a practice that we get into very often or anything, but I mean, if we're super confident in the Giants and we're super confident in the Chiefs, and then we think this 49ers team that there's just no way they can lose to a Jared Stidham-led Raiders team, that 3-leg money line parlay is only -108. So, I mean, it's cheaper than playing a teaser, like it's a typical two-team teaser. So just something to keep in mind. You'd be getting a 9.5-point favorite, a 13-point favorite, and then a 6-point favorite at -108. Just throwing it out there.
If you're going to get me on a big favorite of the size of what San Francisco is, then I'm going to take Dallas and put it in there, even if it worsens my odds just a little bit, because there is a world where the 49ers lose this game. And I don't think it's a big world. I think it's a 0.1% world. But there is no world in which the Dallas Cowboys lose to the Tennessee Titans tonight. The peaks are there for the Las Vegas Raiders. When they have played well, they have played very well offensively. You were talking about a team that has one of the top 3 receivers in football and maybe the top running back in football. And that is enough for me to say that there is a way in which they can make a difference. Now, am I willing to bet the Raiders in this spot? Of course I'm not willing to bet the Raiders in this spot, obviously, because we can look at Derek Carr having been with this organization since 2014 and say, this is the kind of move that cleaves a locker room. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to get too much into the Devontae Adams thing, but there were plenty of people in this organization who believed in Derek Carr after he navigated them through the John Gruden and Henry Ruggs messes last year and got them to the playoffs along with Rich Bisaccia. Where's the loyalty to Josh McDaniels? Mm-hmm. Josh freaking McDaniels, please. So I don't know what to make of the Raiders this week overall. I just know that Brock Purdy is still a rookie, and the talent on the Raiders side of the ball is still there enough to make some weird things happen, and that'll get me to lay off this thing.
There's a market for most touchdown scorers in the league over at DraftKings. If you go in, Devontae Adams, who is tied with Travis Kelce, is actually moved all the way to like plus 175. Is like moved all the way to that type of stuff. So, I mean, just saying, it's something to plus 145. It's not a guarantee that Travis Kelce is going to win that. They're tied. I think plus 145 is at least interesting. We know Stidham's at least going to look to throw him the ball a ton. I mean, like that's at least going to be in there.